Doctors are warning that a hidden insulin secret could be the missing key to why CNAs struggle with stubborn belly fat. New research shows this overlooked factor may actually help older adults burn fat faster than ever, but most people have no idea it exists. For decades, the mainstream conversation about belly fat was reduced to one word: calories. Eat less, move more, and the weight will come off. At least, that was the common wisdom. But if you've ever tried this approach, cutting calories, exercising harder, only to see little or no change in your waistline, you already know that the calorie model doesn't tell the full story. Especially for CNAs, the struggle against belly fat feels like a losing battle. Why belly fat matters more as we age. Belly fat isn't just about appearance. Scientists classify it as visceral fat, the dangerous kind that wraps around internal organs, disrupts hormones, and increases risk for heart disease, diabetes, and even memory decline. Unlike fat in the hips or thighs, belly fat is metabolically active. It doesn't just sit there. It sends chemical signals that keep the body locked in a state of inflammation. And here's where it gets even more frustrating. As we age, the body becomes less efficient at managing blood sugar. Even if you haven't changed your eating habits, insulin doesn't work like it used to. The result: more fat stored in the midsection. The overlooked hormone, insulin. Most people think of insulin only in the context of diabetes, but it plays a role in every person's body, diabetic or not. Insulin is the hormone that tells your cells to absorb glucose, sugar, from the bloodstream and either use it for energy or store it for later. In youth, insulin is efficient. It's like a skilled messenger delivering fuel exactly where it's needed. But as we age, many CNAs experience insulin resistance, a condition where cells stop responding properly to insulin. The pancreas has to produce more and more to get the same effect. And where does the excess energy go? Straight into fat storage, especially around the belly. This is why so many CNAs feel betrayed by their own bodies. It's not just about overeating. It's about how their hormones have shifted. Why calories aren't the whole story. Imagine two people eating the same meal, a sandwich and a soda. One is a 25-year-old with healthy insulin sensitivity. The other is a 65-year-old with early insulin resistance. On paper, both meals are 500 calories. But in reality, those calories behave very differently in the body. For the younger person, insulin does its job, glucose gets delivered to the muscles and liver, and energy is burned efficiently. For the older person, sluggish insulin response means more glucose lingers in the blood. The pancreas pumps out more insulin, and the body, desperate to keep blood sugar stable, shuttles the excess into belly fat. This is the missing piece. It's not just how much you eat, but how your body processes what you eat. New science, new hope. The exciting part. Researchers are finding that even late in life, insulin resistance can be improved. CNAs don't have to accept stubborn belly fat as an inevitable part of aging. By understanding how insulin works and how to reset sensitivity, older adults can unlock their body's natural ability to burn fat. Recent studies show that small dietary changes, gentle but consistent exercise, and even stress management can dramatically improve insulin function. In one trial, older adults who adopted insulin-sensitizing habits lost more belly fat than those who focused on cutting calories alone. This suggests that targeting insulin may be a more powerful key than dieting or exercising harder. The silent saboteur. What makes insulin resistance particularly dangerous is how quietly it works. There are no flashing warning lights. Many CNAs don't realize they are affected until they are already dealing with high blood sugar, prediabetes, or worsening belly fat. Symptoms can be subtle: afternoon fatigue, sugar cravings, difficulty losing weight despite effort, or even brain fog. Most people chalk it up to just getting older. But in reality, these can be early signs that insulin isn't doing its job. Connecting the dots. Think of insulin as a switch. When it's balanced, the switch is on fat-burning mode. When it's unbalanced, the switch is stuck in fat-storing mode. CNAs trying to lose belly fat without addressing insulin are like drivers pressing the gas pedal while the car is still in neutral. Effort without results. That's why so many older adults give up. They feel like their bodies are broken. But the truth is, the body is simply following hormonal signals, and those signals can be changed. Looking ahead. This brings us to the heart of the insulin secret. It's not a fad, and it's not a gimmick. It's about reclaiming control over one of the body's most important hormones. The good news is that insulin is responsive. With the right strategies, CNAs can retrain their bodies to use insulin more efficiently, reduce belly fat, and unlock higher energy levels. Doctors may warn us about diet and exercise, but the truth runs deeper. The very lifestyle most people live today is quietly disrupting insulin balance and fueling belly fat, especially in seniors. What's most alarming is that these disruptions don't require overeating or a poor diet to take root. Even well-intentioned, health-conscious seniors can fall victim to modern traps that push insulin out of balance. The modern food trap. One of the biggest culprits. Ultra-processed foods. Decades ago, meals were built around whole ingredients, vegetables from the garden, meats from the butcher, bread baked fresh with only a handful of ingredients. Today, more than 70% of the average diet in industrialized countries comes from processed and packaged foods. These items are designed for convenience, shelf life, and flavor intensity, not metabolic health. Processed foods are often stripped of fiber and loaded with added sugars and refined starches. Every time we eat these, blood sugar spikes sharply. Insulin rushes in to manage the flood of glucose. Do this meal after meal, day after day, and the body is forced into a cycle of overproduction. Over time, cells stop responding, insulin resistance develops. For seniors, this is especially damaging. The aging body doesn't bounce back from dietary insults as quickly. A single soda or sugary snack may cause a longer, harsher insulin surge than it would in youth. The result, more fat storage in the belly. The silent role of beverages. Food gets a lot of attention, but liquid calories are even sneakier. Sweetened coffee drinks, fruit juices, sports beverages, even healthy smoothies. These deliver massive amounts of sugar in a form that hits the bloodstream faster than solid food. Without fiber to slow absorption, insulin spikes higher and faster. Studies show that seniors who drink just one sugary beverage a day can increase their risk of insulin resistance by nearly 20%. And because many older adults drink juices thinking they are making a healthier choice, the problem often hides in plain sight. The stress connection. It isn't just food that disrupts insulin. Stress is another silent driver of belly fat. When we're stressed, the body releases cortisol, a hormone designed to keep us alert and prepared for danger. Cortisol raises blood sugar levels to provide quick energy. In small bursts, that's useful. But in modern life, stress isn't occasional, it's chronic. Bills, caregiving, medical concerns, even the fast pace of news and technology keep seniors in a state of low-grade tension. Cortisol works against insulin. It makes cells less sensitive, forcing the pancreas to release even more. Over time, this double hit, elevated blood sugar and elevated insulin, leads directly to belly fat accumulation. Many seniors wonder why they gain weight despite eating right. The answer often isn't in the kitchen but in the stress response system. The hidden impact of poor sleep. Sleep is another overlooked factor. Research shows that just a few nights of poor sleep can significantly reduce insulin sensitivity. Seniors already struggle with sleep disruptions due to hormonal changes, medications, or discomfort. When sleep is shallow or cut short, the body craves quick energy the next day. That usually translates into sugar or refined carbs, exactly the foods that spike insulin. Worse, tired muscles are less efficient at using glucose, compounding the problem. A vicious cycle begins. Poor sleep leads to poor insulin function, which leads to fat storage, which further interferes with sleep. Many seniors are stuck in this loop without realizing the role insulin plays. Exercise, the double-edged sword. Movement is one of the best ways to improve insulin sensitivity, but here's the catch: too little or too much of the wrong kind can backfire. Sedentary lifestyle. Sitting for hours each day keeps muscles inactive. Muscles are the body's biggest consumers of glucose, and when they aren't used, they stop responding well to insulin. Even seniors who exercise for 30 minutes but spend the rest of the day sitting can develop insulin resistance. Overexertion, on the other end, pushing too hard with high-intensity workouts without recovery can spike cortisol, which, as we've seen, interferes with insulin. For seniors, balance is key. Gentle but consistent movement, like walking, resistance training, or yoga, keeps insulin sensitivity high without overstressing the body. The medication puzzle. Here's a surprising twist. Some medications commonly prescribed to CNAs may worsen insulin resistance. Corticosteroids, certain blood pressure drugs, and even some antidepressants can interfere with blood sugar control. This doesn't mean CNAs should stop taking their prescriptions. It simply means awareness is critical. With proper monitoring, doctors can adjust treatments or suggest lifestyle interventions to offset side effects. A modern lifestyle designed against us. When you add it all up, processed foods, sugary drinks, constant stress, lack of restorative sleep, sedentary habits, and certain medications, it becomes clear why insulin balance is so easily disrupted. CNAs aren't failing at weight loss. They're fighting an uphill battle against a modern lifestyle that works against their biology. This is why the traditional advice of eat less and move more is incomplete. It ignores the hidden forces that shape insulin response. Unless these are addressed, belly fat remains stubborn, no matter how much willpower someone applies. Signs you're living in the insulin trap. How do you know if modern lifestyle habits are affecting your insulin? Warning signs include frequent sugar or carb cravings, needing snacks to get through the day, feeling tired after meals, belly fat that won't budge, trouble sleeping or feeling rested, mood swings or irritability when hungry. These aren't just annoyances. They are red flags that insulin balance has been disrupted. The body is whispering that it's stuck in fat-storing mode, turning awareness into action. The first step is recognition. Once CNAs understand that belly fat isn't just about overeating, they can stop blaming themselves and start focusing on what matters, restoring insulin sensitivity. Doctors have sounded the alarm. Insulin resistance is a hidden driver of stubborn belly fat in CNAs. But here's the good news. Insulin isn't a lost cause. Unlike many age-related changes, insulin sensitivity can be improved at any age. This is the heart of the insulin secret. With the right strategies, CNAs can reset how their body responds to this powerful hormone, unlocking faster belly fat loss, better energy, and a healthier metabolism. The key is to stop forcing the body into a cycle of fat storage and instead train it to burn. That doesn't require fad diets or extreme exercise. Instead, it's about making small but strategic changes that restore balance. Step 1. Eat to support insulin, not fight it. When it comes to insulin sensitivity, food is medicine. Every bite either helps insulin work more smoothly or makes the body resist its signals. CNAs can tip the balance by focusing on whole, nutrient-rich foods. 1. Prioritize protein. Protein doesn't spike blood sugar the way carbs do. Meals centered around lean protein, like fish, poultry, eggs, beans, or Greek yogurt, help keep insulin steady. Protein also preserves muscle, which is essential because muscles are the body's largest consumers of glucose. More muscle means more insulin sensitivity. 2. Favor fiber. High-fiber foods like vegetables, nuts, seeds, and legumes slow down the absorption of glucose. Instead of a quick spike followed by a crash, blood sugar rises gently. This gives insulin time to work without overwhelming the system. 3. Choose the right carbs. Carbohydrates aren't the enemy, but refined carbs are. White bread, pastries, sugary snacks, and even many low-fat foods are stripped of nutrients and fiber. Replace them with complex carbs like oats, quinoa, lentils, and sweet potatoes. These feed the body without sending insulin into overdrive. 4. Add healthy fats. Avocados, olive oil, fatty fish, and nuts provide omega-3s and monounsaturated fats that calm inflammation and improve cell health. When cells are healthy, they're more responsive to insulin. 5. Time your meals. CNAs often benefit from spacing meals to allow insulin levels to dip between eating. Constant snacking keeps insulin elevated all day, leaving the body stuck in fat-storing mode. 3 balanced meals, or 2 meals with a light snack if needed, can be more effective than grazing non-stop. Step 2. Move to activate muscles. Muscles are like sponges for glucose. When they contract, they soak it up, even without insulin's help. That's why movement is such a powerful insulin reset tool. 1. Walking, the underestimated powerhouse. Just 15 minutes of walking after a meal can lower blood sugar by as much as 20%. For CNAs, this gentle exercise is easy on the joints and highly effective. 2. Resistance training. Strength exercises, using bands, light weights, or even bodyweight, help build and maintain muscle mass. The more muscle, the more room for glucose to be stored safely, which means less pressure on insulin. 3. Everyday activity. Sitting for long periods dulls insulin sensitivity. Breaking up sedentary time with simple movements, stretching, standing, or light chores, can make a surprising difference. CNAs don't need hours in the gym. Consistency matters more than intensity. Step 3. Manage stress to tame cortisol. As we saw in Part 2, chronic stress is a silent insulin disruptor. The fix isn't to eliminate stress entirely. That's impossible. But to manage it so cortisol doesn't stay elevated. Breathing exercises, slow, deep breathing lowers cortisol and steadies blood sugar. Just 5 minutes daily can improve stress resilience. Gentle practices, yoga, tai chi, or meditation calm the nervous system and improve insulin sensitivity. Joyful activities, laughter, hobbies, time with loved ones, these aren't luxuries. They are tools for lowering stress hormones and supporting insulin balance. Step 4. Restore sleep cycles. Sleep is one of the most overlooked fat-burning tools. CNAs who sleep 7 to 8 hours a night enjoy more stable insulin and less belly fat. Tips for better sleep. Keep a consistent bedtime and wake time. Limit caffeine late in the day. Create a dark, cool, quiet sleep environment. Avoid screens an hour before bed, since blue light disrupts melatonin. Improved sleep not only helps insulin, it also reduces cravings for sugar the next day, making healthier choices easier. Step 5. Hydrate wisely. Many CNAs mistake thirst for hunger, leading to unnecessary snacking. Staying hydrated helps control appetite and supports kidney function, which plays a role in glucose regulation. Water is best, but herbal teas and mineral water also support hydration. Avoid sugary drinks and even limit diet sodas, since artificial sweeteners may confuse the body's insulin response. Step 6. Use meal timing for an extra boost. Emerging research shows that intermittent fasting or time-restricted eating can help restore insulin sensitivity. CNAs don't need extreme fasting. Simply narrowing the eating window to 10 to 12 hours a day, for example, breakfast at 8 a.m. and dinner by 6 p.m., allows insulin levels to rest and reset overnight. This isn't about starving. It's about giving the body downtime from constant digestion, allowing hormones to rebalance. Step 7. Build a sustainable rhythm. The most powerful reset isn't one dramatic change. It's a series of small, sustainable adjustments. When CNAs eat for insulin, move consistently, manage stress, and sleep well, insulin sensitivity begins to return. Over time, the body switches from fat storing to fat burning mode. The overlooked benefits. Improving insulin sensitivity doesn't just shrink belly fat. CNAs often notice more energy throughout the day, reduced sugar cravings, better memory and focus, improved mood and fewer energy crashes, stronger immunity and lower inflammation. This shows that insulin isn't only about weight. It's a master hormone that influences. Doctors are uncovering a surprising truth. CNAs may actually benefit the most from addressing insulin sensitivity. While belly fat is frustrating at any age, after 50 it becomes a stubborn and even dangerous problem. But here's the secret. Because of the unique hormonal shifts and lifestyle factors that occur later in life, CNAs have the most to gain by unlocking insulin's hidden role. In fact, improving insulin sensitivity may not just slim the waistline, it can transform health, energy, and even longevity. Why belly fat becomes harder after 50? Many CNAs wonder, why did I gain belly fat even though my diet hasn't changed? The answer lies in a perfect storm of age-related changes. 1. Hormonal shifts. For women, menopause brings a sharp decline in estrogen, which plays a protective role in fat distribution. Before menopause, fat tends to store more evenly, often in the hips and thighs. Afterward, fat storage shifts toward the belly. For men, testosterone levels drop steadily with age. Lower testosterone reduces muscle mass and increases abdominal fat storage. 2. Muscle loss, sarcopenia. After age 40, adults naturally lose 3 to 5% of their muscle mass per decade if they don't take steps to maintain it. Since muscle is the primary site where glucose is burned, less muscle means less insulin sensitivity. The result, more sugar lingering in the blood, more insulin released, and more fat stored in the belly. 3. Metabolic slowdown. The body becomes less efficient at burning calories with age. Add in reduced activity levels, and the imbalance between energy intake and expenditure grows. Without addressing insulin, this slowdown accelerates fat gain. The dangerous kind of fat. Not all fat is created equal. Cines tend to accumulate visceral fat, which surrounds organs like the liver and pancreas. Unlike subcutaneous fat, the kind under the skin, visceral fat is metabolically active. It secretes chemicals that inflame tissues, disrupt hormones, and worsen insulin resistance. This creates a dangerous cycle. Belly fat worsens insulin resistance. Insulin resistance causes more belly fat. Together, they accelerate aging and disease risk. That's why belly fat is more than a cosmetic concern. It's a health signal that insulin is out of balance. The overlooked link to energy and brain health. When insulin doesn't work well, glucose has a harder time fueling the brain and muscles. Cines often notice this as afternoon fatigue, trouble concentrating, brain fog or memory lapses, feeling sluggish after meals. New studies suggest that insulin resistance in the brain may even be linked to cognitive decline. Some researchers call Alzheimer's disease type 3 diabetes because of its connection to impaired insulin signaling. This means that improving insulin sensitivity isn't just about trimming the waist. It may also protect memory and mental sharpness. Why cines have the most to gain? Here's the hopeful news. Even small improvements in insulin sensitivity can bring outsized benefits for older adults. Because insulin resistance develops gradually over years, reversing even part of the process can feel like a breakthrough. 1. Faster results. When insulin balance is restored, cines often see belly fat loss accelerate, even without changing calorie intake dramatically. That's because the body finally shifts out of fat-storing mode. 2. Greater energy. Balanced insulin keeps blood sugar steady, preventing the highs and lows that drain energy. Many cines report feeling years younger once their insulin response improves. 3. Whole body improvements. Unlike diets that only target weight, insulin sensitivity affects multiple systems: heart health, brain health, immune function, and hormone balance. Cines addressing insulin often notice improvements in blood pressure, cholesterol, mood, and even skin health. 4. Longevity boost. Studies show that insulin resistance accelerates aging at the cellular level. By contrast, maintaining insulin sensitivity supports healthy aging and may extend lifespan. Breaking the cycle of frustration. Many cines feel they've tried everything to lose belly fat: endless diets, exhausting workouts, even expensive supplements. But the problem was never lack of discipline. The problem was insulin resistance quietly blocking results. Once cines address insulin directly, the frustration melts away. They see progress not because they are trying harder, but because their body is finally working with them instead of against them. Beyond weight loss, the hidden perks. Even if belly fat reduction is the main goal, cines often discover surprising side benefits when they improve insulin sensitivity. Stronger immunity. Less inflammation means fewer colds and faster recovery. Better digestion. Stable blood sugar supports gut health. Improved mood. Balanced insulin reduces irritability and anxiety linked to blood sugar swings. Stronger bones and joints. Less weight around the belly reduces strain on hips, knees, and the spine. This shows that the insulin secret isn't just about looking better. It's about feeling better in every aspect of life. The mindset shift. Perhaps the most powerful change is psychological. When cines learn that their struggles weren't their fault, that insulin, not willpower, was the missing piece, they feel empowered. Instead of blaming themselves for stubborn fat, they can finally focus on the real target: improving insulin sensitivity. This mindset shift can spark renewed motivation, replacing years of frustration with hope. Doctors are warning that belly fat in cines isn't just about appearance, it's about health, energy, and even lifespan. But the breakthrough discovery is this: the hidden insulin secret can unlock faster belly fat loss and better aging when approached the right way. Now that we've explored what insulin is, how modern life disrupts it, and why cines benefit the most from addressing it, it's time to bring everything together into a practical, sustainable plan. This is not about a crash diet or quick fix. It's about building daily habits that reset insulin, reduce belly fat, and improve overall health, habits Cines can maintain for years. Step 1. Build your plate around insulin-friendly foods. Think of every meal as an opportunity to either support or sabotage insulin. The right foods make insulin's job easier, which means less fat storage and more fat burning. The insulin-friendly plate formula. Half vegetables. Leafy greens, broccoli, cauliflower, peppers, zucchini, carrots, and colorful veggies add fiber and nutrients. They fill the stomach without spiking blood sugar. 1/4 protein. Choose lean sources like fish, chicken, turkey, eggs, beans, or lentils. Protein stabilizes hunger and protects muscle mass. 1/4 healthy carbs. Swap refined carbs for whole grains, sweet potatoes, or quinoa. These digest slowly, keeping insulin stable. A drizzle of healthy fats. Olive oil, avocado, or nuts provide satiety and help cells respond better to insulin. Bonus tip: eating protein or veggies before carbs at a meal can lower the insulin spike by as much as 30%. It's a simple strategy with big impact. Step 2. Master meal timing. Constant snacking keeps insulin elevated. Cines can improve sensitivity by giving insulin rest periods. Eat 2 to 3 balanced meals daily. Avoid grazing all day. Consider a 10 to 12 hour eating window. For example, breakfast at 8 a.m. and dinner by 6 p.m., allowing insulin to reset overnight. Avoid late night eating. The body is less insulin sensitive at night, making calories more likely to be stored as fat. This rhythm not only helps insulin but also improves digestion, energy, and sleep. Step 3. Move with purpose. Exercise doesn't need to be extreme. What matters is consistency and variety. Daily walks, just 15 to 30 minutes after meals, helps muscles soak up glucose, lowering blood sugar naturally. Strength training 2 to 3 times a week. Light weights, resistance bands, or bodyweight exercises preserve muscle, boosting insulin sensitivity. Stretching or balance activities, yoga, tai chi, or simple stretches reduce stress hormones while improving mobility and stability. Movement should feel doable, not punishing. The goal is a lifestyle of steady activity, not short bursts of exhaustion. Step 4. Prioritize rest and recovery. Sleep is insulin's silent partner. Without it, even the best diet and exercise won't deliver results. Aim for 7 to 8 hours of quality sleep. Create a bedtime routine, dim lights, read, or listen to calming music. Keep a cool, quiet bedroom environment. Limit screens before bed to protect melatonin production. For Cines struggling with sleep, short afternoon naps, 20 to 30 minutes, can also support recovery without interfering with nighttime rest. Step 5. Reduce stress to restore balance. Stress hormones directly interfere with insulin. Cines can tame cortisol with daily stress management rituals. Breathing exercises, 5 minutes of slow, deep breathing lowers cortisol. Mindful breaks, tea, journaling, or sitting quietly in nature calms the nervous system. Social connection, talking with friends, sharing a laugh, or spending time with family lowers stress and boosts mood. Even simple joys, a walk in the sun, listening to music, or tending a garden, have measurable effects on insulin health. Step 6. Hydrate the right way. Water is a powerful but underrated insulin tool. Cines should aim for 6 to 8 cups daily. Staying hydrated helps regulate appetite, supports kidney function, and improves nutrient delivery. Replace sugary beverages with plain or sparkling water, herbal teas, infused water with lemon, cucumber, or mint. This small swap alone can dramatically reduce insulin spikes. Step 7. Monitor progress beyond the scale. Many Cines feel discouraged if the scale doesn't move quickly. But insulin improvements show up in other ways first. Steadier energy throughout the day. Reduced cravings. Less bloating. Looser waistbands even before big weight changes. Better sleep and mood. These are signs that insulin sensitivity is returning, proof that the body is shifting into fat-burning mode. Step 8. Build habits that last. The insulin reset is not about perfection, it's about consistency. Cines don't need to follow every rule at once. Instead, start with 1 or 2 changes, like walking after dinner and reducing sugary drinks. Add more habits gradually. Celebrate small wins. Each step improves insulin. Over time, these habits become second nature, creating a new lifestyle instead of a temporary plan. The bigger picture: insulin and longevity. By improving insulin sensitivity, cines do more than lose belly fat. They reduce risk for heart disease, diabetes, stroke, dementia, and even certain cancers. They protect their muscles and bones, preserve their independence, and maintain energy for the activities they love. Insulin isn't just about weight, it's about aging well. Cines who reset their insulin are investing in more years of life, and more life in their years. Final thoughts: the secret is no longer hidden. For too long, cines have been told that stubborn belly fat is just part of aging, or that it's their fault for not trying hard enough. Now we know the truth. The hidden insulin secret is the missing link. By learning how to reset insulin sensitivity through food, movement, rest, and lifestyle, cines can finally break free from the fat-storing cycle. This isn't about chasing youth. It's about reclaiming control. It's about giving the body